I'd like to call the meeting to order. It is June 1st, 2021, Clark County Fire District 6 Board of Fire Commissioner meeting. Call the meeting to order, and Chris, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Is there any additions to the agenda?
None here.
None here?
You good, Chief? Okay. We need to read and approve the minutes from the May 18th, excuse me, regular meeting.
I've read the meetings and move that we dispense with the reading aloud and approve as presented and post as necessary.
Second.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Did we have any correspondence?
Hi.
Oh,
Did not see any correspondence.
aye.
Citizen communication, this is the time during our meetings that we set aside for any citizens that may have any questions or comments concerning Fire District 6 business. If you have any, there's a place for you, if you're on YouTube, on the side chat, and if you have any questions, we go along, bring them up, and staff will notify us. There's no committee reports tonight. Call your attention to the consent agenda.
Move for approval.
Second.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, gentlemen. Chief's report.
First in the Chief's report is the personnel action report. We have quite a bit of movement and people out on injury. So today, Tim Knitz and Clint Reilly have served the district for 25 years of service. We have Kristen Maurer, Sean Newberry, Paul Olafson, Damon Gano, and Ryan Reese with 22 years of service. We have Bill Dunlap, who's on the job injury and on leave. Jordan Ironmonger is on the job injury on light duty. Chris Bottomley on the job injury and on leave. Ashley Mitchum on the job injury and leave. And Sean Crawford is off the job injury and on leave.
Congratulations to everybody in their years of service, including yourself. And best wishes to everybody else who is recovering. Speedy recovery.
Okay, you got the COVID update, which is in our packets. Do you have any comments on the COVID-19 update, Chief?
No, it seems to be trending downwards, so that's good.
That's good then. Anything else for us?
And that's it for Chief's
Okay.
report.
Old business. Board workshop.
So originally we had scheduled for June 1st the board workshop on the Station 151 progress. I had a family emergency, so we asked to push that back to June 15th.
I don't think that's a problem at all. So there's no, time is not of the essence, as I don't see anything that urgent. So I'd move that we go ahead and move it back to the, what's that, the 15th you said?
Yes.
Yes.
15th at, what time are we gonna start? 5:30?
What?
Well, we also have, well, the workshop I would anticipate 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But we also have the retiree flag ceremony that day too, so I didn't know if you wanted to start that at 5, then workshop at 5:30, board meeting at 6.
How long do you believe the retirees flag ceremony? How many do we have?
There's 4 retirees.
Can we do that in half an hour?
Well, I don't wanna rush that.
Okay, so maybe
So why don't we just
5:45.
start, I don't know how you can advertise for a board meeting to start. Why don't we just start the workshop at 6, so we don't rush it?
Okay,
And then you can do your ceremony at 5, and then we can do the workshop at 6 with the meeting immediately after. Does that work?
You bet. Yeah.
Okay, so moved.
thank you.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So flag ceremony at 5, board meeting workshop at 6.
Mhm.
Any other old business? New business, full-time equipment maintenance worker position hiring.
With Arnie Pucha separating from the district, we'd like to fill that position. The job description was already established in April and approved by the board, so we would go under that current job description. We anticipate that the pay rate for an EBT certified mechanic, after doing research and pulling comparables, is in the $30 to $40 range. So that's where we'd like to aim for
Is this identical to the last, job description that we had for the maintenance position worker? Or is it more stringent because it requires the EVT certification?
So we have a full-time maintenance worker, and that would be currently the job description that Andre's under. The full-time equipment and maintenance worker has those EVT certifications outlined in that job description, so it is more stringent and more tailored to a EVT mechanic. The major difference we made with this position is it's no longer supervisory, so
Right.
the logistics Chief Newberry at this time would be overseeing those 3 positions, both full-time and 1 part-time.
And the CDL is mandatory?
Yes.
That they have it before they
We
get hired?
did with Andre, we let him get it once he had been hired.
Right.
But preferably we want someone with a CDL, which we anticipate that most EVT
Well,
mechanics
they
would have.
should have.
Well, and it kind of contradicts itself in the way I see it, the way I've been told about the EVAP certification and the CDL don't serve the same purpose.
Correct.
And here it says unless you're a volunteer with the EVAP certification, and that EVAP certification was not good enough to drive the rehab bus, so why would it be good enough to drive an out-of-service engine?
Do you know what line number that is, Commissioner?
It's under education and qualifications. It says valid Washington State CDL or be a current volunteer with Fire District 6 with certified in EVAP. So based on what I've understood, that contradicts the ability to drive an out-of-service engine just because it's EVAP. It's not being performed in an EVAP situation.
See that, Kristen?
I'm not,
It's 5.2,
Okay.
second bullet.
okay.
I'm sorry,
No,
maybe I
that's
should have
okay.
said 5.2.
So that's an error, we would pull that
Okay.
out and bring that back to the
I
board.
just, it rang the bell to me. It's
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, we talked about this.
Yes, thank you.
So, yeah,
That's
and I just
correct.
wanna make sure it's clear, cause,
Well, we can adopt that change tonight if we need to. $30-40 an hour, I just wanna make sure we're really competitive.
Yeah.
We want a really, really good person, and so you might put something in there that says negotiable based on, give yourself some flexibility.
Yeah, and Chief Newberry and Chief Schmidt are doing the hiring process, so they were gonna be flexible based on certifications.
Okay, as long as, well, I doesn't wanna lock you into a certain rate, I want you to be able to negotiate with somebody that's really good at, you know, if they're coming from up north, Seattle area, you know, cost of living,
Yeah.
we make a little more, so. I guess
Yeah, I would
that
agree to have the
work.
flexibility in the range for you folks to adapt based upon the quality of candidate that, you know, applies and you vet, you know, versus
Chief
holding you in a
Oh,
tight,
yes.
no, you're fine, just holding you in a tight
Yeah.
schedule range.
I would assume you did comps.
Yeah, can you speak to the high end of the
Sure.
cost?
So, we did 2 comparables. We've created a spreadsheet and delivered to the chief that shows kind of the ranges of the comparables that the bargaining unit uses, or that we use with bargaining unit negotiations, so at least it's something that we can sink our teeth into. The idea seems that the standard looks like classification-based pay. So if a person comes in with a higher level of EVT certification, perhaps that demands a higher salary. Less EVT certifications, because they're sometimes hard to find. You might find a really good diesel mechanic without the EVT certifications. They may come in lower until they can achieve those certifications, which we would support. It really depends on what the market produces as we go out there and look. You know, you always hear that there's lots of people that want these kinds of jobs, but we'll see when it happens. But we're confident that that pay scale will get a good hiring pool, and we know what your expectations are and what the chief's expectations are to hire quality, you know, good people, and we anticipate that range will get us there. And if that changes, we'll bring it back to the chief, but
Okay.
I think it's,
I would assume there's probably some people on the other side of the river that would be interested too.
we're hoping.
in the past, I've heard you guys use language that speaks to journeyman level and those types of things. I have firsthand knowledge of people who had to leave one union to join another union to be the mechanic at, say, the Port of Vancouver. So 701 operator didn't qualify because they had to quit and join the Longshore, and do those types of things. And I know this is not a bargaining unit position, but if you're talking about apples to apples and being mechanics for, you know, like size fleets and that types of things, you may wanna look at that. It's when you're doing your comparables and see what the mechanic at Port of Vancouver makes. He's gotta know a lot.
Well, we're also, my Washington Fire Chief's position is the mechanics group. So we
Makes sense to me.
we pulled all their comparables as well for
Okay.
the state group of Washington State EVT certified mechanics.
Great. Yeah, it's a lot of certifications sometimes. People don't just pack these
Yeah,
certifications
they're not,
around.
not gonna find somebody with all
No.
of them unless you're really
No,
lucky.
you can't get any one of these truck shops around here
Yeah.
to have the EVT.
Right.
They've got a lot of these other things, but not the EVT.
What we've found in some of our discussions is they hire good diesel mechanics and put them through the EVT certification processes because you're right, it's not easy.
I think that's what you're gonna find, is that they're not gonna have the EVT, and you're gonna have to get them to the EVT. And, excuse me, that's okay,
Yeah, I agree.
but at least they'll have a CDL.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
Anything else on that? I think you have flexibility and go for it, and
Right.
the sooner the better, we'll start saving money, so.
Thank you.
Lighting package for the BC unit?
So we got a quote on the lighting package for the BC unit, the new truck that we bought. It is an NFPA compliant package, and the total cost for that estimate was $15,986.20. That includes sales tax, but that exceeds the chief's threshold for approval. And just for reference, the chief vehicles were right about the $10,000 range, 4 years ago, for a more modest lighting package.
Is this a different vendor than we usually go to?
We have been using Wireworks for, well, at least 5 years, so,
Oh,
and
okay.
probably before that.
I just noticed it was in Salem, Oregon. I didn't know where the other person was out of that we used to use, but maybe they got a new logo. I move that we approve the expenditure as presented.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Did you have something about the Honda in here somewhere?
Yes. Number 9.
Okay.
Just to notify the board that the Honda CRV SUV that was surplus, about a month back, went to auction, and it brought an auction rate of $6,500 was the sale rate. So that will be minus the J-Stout, percentage that they take.
9? What are they taking? 9?
6,500,
The
that's
roller
that's
skate.
amazing that somebody would pay $6,500. No offense if they're watching, but that was,
That's a good deal.
that was way more than I thought we would get.
We don't even get that much for a surplus fire engine.
No kidding. Wow, good job. Stout, remember?
Chief Weaver, do you remember if it's 10%?
I do not believe it's 10%.
Should
We
we-
just went back to the table to readjust their rates, because the last contract they sent to us was the standard rate, not the government rate. So I would be confused if I told you what it was, but it's not. I don't believe it's 10%.
I used to pay them 9.
Then we paid them 6.
Government.
That'd be free.
I'm not sure what it is.
But I like that, that's good. Any other new business? Hearing none, we do not need executive session. Roundtable, good order. Anybody out there got anything for us?
I would just like to thank the board for supporting me and my family over the last couple of weeks, so thank you very much.
It was our pleasure.
Absolutely, it's what we do.
I know staff supported you, and it's all good.
Thank you.
We are done doing shots.
We are done with the shot clinic, yeah, it ended the 29th.
It would be interesting to, it's easy to find out how many hours our personnel, management excellence or, put in out there helping and assisting with that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's thousands at this point, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's all
Hundreds for sure.
invoiced, so that would be easy to pull, and I can have that next meeting. Tina will send out the last invoice, and they've been pretty quick with the turnaround on reimbursing those costs.
Good.
But again, it goes into the general fund, so I notice our EMS expenditures are ticking up, but it's because that will go into the general fund of EMS, not the line item.
I just think it would be, nice for our citizens to know.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to fill any spots from any other departments, our people stepped up and filled them all, it appeared, so.
Did we do one from somebody else?
We had a few days with
Did
other
we?
departments stepping
Clark
in.
Fur?
No. Yep, Clark Fur sent a few, and District 3 sent a few, and.
Good, okay.
And North Country sent a few. So, yeah, there in the last couple of weeks, we had a little dip, but then finished strong, very end.
For the most part, good, good, good.
Well, one of my employees had a reaction on the second shot and actually ended up in the hospital with a reaction, so it was a good thing that they were in a standby situation where they could attend to her.
Heard of that a couple times now.
Yeah. So that hits close to home when it's, you know, part of your work family.
Anything else?
Just to update you,
Sure.
Chief Newberry just looked it up and J Stout 7%.
Oh, good, yes.
Better than
You
9.
two-upped me. Love it.
Okay, anything else? Okay, we need to authorize payment of current bills, pre-authorization transmittal, authorize monthly commissioner compensation.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Go back. Who's your rep? Do you know your rep at J Stout?